Zaffa Publishing presents It All Falls Down, written by Sheena Kamal and read by Bahni Turpin.
For My Mother. Part 1. 1. When they erected their first pop-up tents to treat the addicts who wandered in and out like living corpses, I thought, sure. When the newspapers ran article after article about the opioid addiction taking the city by storm, it was more along the lines of, no kidding, nothing slips past you guys. But when the mental health infrastructure became obsessed with the zombies, I had to put my foot down. Nobody cared about my griping. With all these people addicted to addicts now, where are the humble murderers of the city supposed to turn for our mental health support, I ask you? We have been reduced to complaining about it in our weekly meetings. Not that there are murder support groups in Vancouver. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Alternative outlets for the murderous of the city are sadly lacking. Private therapists can cost an arm and a leg, so to speak, and it's not like you can find community discussion groups on the topic either. The closest I've found is one for people with eating disorders, but I don't expect people who have done terrible things to their appetites to understand that I killed a person or two last year. In self-defense, but still. During my share, I settle for telling my fellow nut jobs that I feel like I'm being shadowed by my demons, and they nod in understanding. We are strangers who all know one another's deepest secrets, bonded in the sacred circle of a urine-stained meeting room in Vancouver's downtown East Side. They lift their anemic arms in polite applause afterward, and we disperse from the collapsed circle. We are blessedly strangers again. The feeling of being watched follows me from the low-income East Side Vancouver neighborhood I frequent back to the swanky townhouse in Kitsilano that I now occupy some space in. I drive with the windows up because the air is thick with forest fire smoke from Vancouver's North Shore, smoke that has drifted here in pungent wafts and settled over the city. It doesn't help that we are experiencing one of these new Octobers that doesn't remember that there's supposed to be a fall season and is almost unbearably hot for this time of year. As I drive, I obsess over still another death, one that hasn't occurred yet, but it will. Soon. 2. When I get back to the townhouse, Sebastian Crow, my old boss and new roomie, is asleep on the couch. I reach out a hand to touch him, but pull back before my fingers brush his temple. I don't want to wake him. I want him to sleep like this forever. Peaceful. At ease. In a place where the C word can't reach him. Every day he seems to shrink a bit more, and his spirit grows bigger to compensate for the reduction of physical space he occupies. He's ill, and there is nothing I can do about it because it's terminal. My dog Whisper and I have moved in to keep him company and make sure he doesn't fall down the stairs on our watch. But beyond that, it is hopeless. There is a great fire that he seems to burn with now. His body has turned against him, but his mind refuses to let go just yet. Not until the book is done. When he asked me to help organize and fact-check it for him, I couldn't say no. Not to Sebastian Crow, the career journalist who is writing his memoirs as he nears the end of his life. Writing it as a love letter to his dead mother and an apology to his estranged son. Also as an explanation to the lover he has abandoned. What I have read of it is beautiful, but it means that he is spending his last days living in the past, because there is no future. Not for him. Whisper nudges my hand. She is restless, on edge. She feels it too. I put her on a leash because I don't trust her mood, and we walk to the park across the street. There's a man there who has been trying to pet her, so we steer clear of him in a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?